Hey First City, hope you're doing well and hanging in there as we head into another week of living the socially distanced life. In this weekly update, I want to do two things. One, give you a sense of where we are as a church, and two, where we're planning on going, at least for right now. As you can imagine, the past several weeks have been a bit crazy as we have been building out new systems and structures and really trying to discern from the Lord the particular places to emphasize discipleship. And while some of that work is still in progress, I'm greatly encouraged by what we've done. Church, you should rejoice in the gift the staff of First City is to you. Eric and Renee and Abigail have been rock stars. They've been doing hard work with joy and a desire to see the church thrive in this season. I couldn't ask for a better team. So if you get a chance, shoot them a message and just thank them for all the hard work they've been doing. I'm also encouraged by the structures and that we're continuing to put into place in lieu of our normal rhythms on Sundays and for gospel community. Yes, they aren't ideal, but the Lord is using them in spite of this difficult season. After 2 weeks and a few technical glitches, we're starting to get our footing with the live stream and the liturgy. And I know GCs are starting to figure out how to connect through Zoom and Google Hangouts and other platforms. And so this is still new to us. And so we all have to just commit to growing together and learning. Look, talking to a camera isn't so bad when we're doing an update like this, but let me tell you, preaching live into a camera feels pretty weird, but I'm committed to try to get better and to learn. For Mindy and I, we're still getting used to family worship dynamics. Look, even without kids, it isn't easy, but we're finding the time encouraging and we want to get better at it. And so I'm learning how to lead meetings better through Zoom, because trying to disciple while staring at that Brady Bunch style screen still feels kind of weird. And so my point is this: you, me, we all feel kind of awkward and unskilled at some of this, but by God's grace we can grow. So keep working. You can have meaningful times of family worship together. Your GCs can have meaningful discussions and care for one another. You can disciple one another if we all commit to giving it our best and growing as a church. So that's where we are. Here's where we're going to go. While we certainly hope circumstances will change soon, we don't know how long things are going to play out. So we're trying to balance short-term, midterm, and long-term planning. Further out, we're still actively, although tentatively, planning for our marriage conference, VBS, and our First City Students Impact. Obviously, the marriage conference is the most in doubt, but we'll keep you posted. Our hope is by the time VBS and First City Student Impact roll around, the social distancing restrictions will have been lifted and we can hold those events. More midterm, after Easter, we're going to start a spring sermon series on Romans 8. Romans 8 is a treasure trove of rich theological truth that I think is particularly relevant for us in this season. So I'm really excited about that sermon series for this spring. We're also hoping to launch virtual women's Bible studies in the spring. Details are still being worked out, but we want to keep that rhythm going. So ladies, stay tuned for more information on that. In addition to women's Bible studies, we're also considering some other virtual contexts for discipleship this spring. Pray that the Lord give us wisdom and how to best consider what discipleship looks like in this season for us. Finally, I want to talk about Good Friday and Easter. Good Friday is a week from this coming Friday, and Easter is a week from this coming Sunday. So they are coming up. These services are in many ways the highlight of our year. So even in this season of social distancing, we want to try to do something special. For Good Friday, we will be live streaming our Tenebrae service, complete with music and scripture reading. Early next week, we'll provide some liturgy as well as some instructions on how to participate in that service at home, but wanted to put that on your radar. While this isn't ideal, I am excited for this service and what we have planned for the ways that your family can worship on Good Friday. For Easter, we are going to do something a little bit more unique. We are going to do a drive-in Easter service. Yes, you heard that right, a drive-in service. Old South Roads Mall has agreed to let us set up in their parking lot on Easter Sunday, and so there will be live musical worship as well as a live in-person message, and you can get to participate from the comfort and safety of your car, or in the case of most of you, your minivan. I'll be sharing more about the why and the how of our Easter drive-in service next week. But in the meantime, mark your calendars for Easter Sunday because you're going to be able to leave your house for worship. So that's all for this weekly update. Love you guys, grateful for you, and I'll talk to you next week. day.